my niggas on it.
Shit-
KO.
Shit's annoying. Super annoying.
Damn, bro. Why do I have a sense of humor of a 6-year-old?
That questions you should ask yourself on a daily.
That shit tickles him like it tickles me. That's why we do that. And we think that shit is super funny to us.
Like
I bet the nigga laughed so hard at that.
whole computer's just like, nah, man. The fucking
Computer.
that shit hating.
Bro, if there were ways you
Oh,
could cuss out computers and they like actually
We're live,
feel
by
it.
the way.
Oh.
On everything.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey guys.
What's up, y'all?
How? And
Hola.
How?
Hola.
Hey yo, check it out. This is episode. We don't have that swell little old intro no more.
What happened to the throw in?
Not right now.
See now, come
I'm
on.
sorry.
You're going too far. You're going too fucking far now.
You see, I thought
You're
it was
getting
so
ridiculous.
funny.
You're getting
I'm
ridiculous.
sorry.
The throw in, like it's all one word, and you're like trying to make it 2 words.
Was it?
Intro is 1 word, but you tried to make it 2.
I gotta look that up.
See there, we're live on there.
There you
Hey man,
Sounds good.
check it out. This is episode 22 of the Black Privilege Podcast. I am your host, Jay Lee. To the right of me is my co-host, Mr. Jay Fly, Jay Poole. To the right of him is our engineer, Mr. Do It All, Mr. BJJ Sutton, Muay Thai, BJJ, all of those things.
I think it's Sutton
That dude
BJJ.
does so much shit, man.
He
It's
said
Sutton
it
BJJ.
backwards.
He does so
He
much
pulled my
shit.
joke.
BJJ. He pulled my joke. I totally pulled you. Yo, but man, how was everybody's week?
Yeah, pretty good.
man.
Pretty solid week.
Solid week, man. You
Yeah.
know, this
Train.
and, this and that.
Trained
Trained
a lot.
Trained some.
Couple.
Mm,
Few.
How many times?
Be honest.
2 out of
Two.
the 3 days.
Just 3? Nah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 days that you go.
No, it was a holiday weekend.
Oh yeah, so 4.
Holiday
Oh
weekend.
yeah, Tuesday we weren't in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess that was a reasonable
Wednesday
amount
and
of
Friday.
time. Yeah.
I got beat up on Wednesday pretty good.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
gi.
Friday.
No gi.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday, too.
No
Wednesday, too. Prada beat me up that day.
Yeah, he was being very charismatic on the camera as he was doing it.
Yeah. As usual.
Yeah. How did you get to roll with Kevin at all?
No, I haven't rolled Kevin in a while, actually.
I wonder how he's looking because I mean I know
Probably
it's
good.
A1.
I mean, last time I rolled Kevin, it was an
Yeah.
onslaught of taps.
Yeah.
Me tapping.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Sutton, how's training been going for you? You right there. You finna. He's got that
It's
big fight
almost
coming
game
up.
time.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's good.
No,
Feeling good?
Don't want to give nothing away, huh?
Mm-mm.
That's
No,
cool.
None of my
But you
secrets.
feeling good, though.
Yeah, no, I feel pretty good. Yeah.
All right, that's good, man.
I think I was talking to Jacob. He came in the shop, and Jacob is teammates with the guy that's going to be going against Cody, the dude that got his purple belt.
Right.
Yeah.
He was talking about, yeah, man, I told him that, we've been doing a lot of pressure defense and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, Cody's got pretty good pressure like that, And then he was like, yeah, if he's able to pull off what he's trying to pull off, man, it'll be something else. But he was saying, like, he might not. He was saying that about Jacob. Like, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna win like his guy.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, sure. I was like, I know
Yeah, I
Cody's
know.
definitely driven
Cody
about
is-
this shit.
Yeah. Cody's ready.
I'm waiting to see it
Yeah.
all, baby. I think we're going to, show up, show out. You know how we
Yeah.
all do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come out there with our Lovato Kingdom style.
Yeah, Kingdom style.
Kingdom style.
Opam Kingdom style.
Man,
Yeah.
these days going by fast, too, man.
Yeah.
Like, you were telling me, like, it's like next week. I'm like, whoa, no, it's like 2 weeks from now.
right. But yeah, I think everybody, man.
The 13th?
We've got I was just looking at it at the open mat because it seemed like everybody there except for maybe like the exception of like Ethan or somebody. It was like all in-house guys. We got to man. And that still wasn't everybody.
Nuh-uh.
There's still
That
so
wasn't
many
close
more
to being-
people.
That wasn't, that wasn't close to being everybody. If we had everybody there, we wouldn't be able to, like move and that.
We would have had it done it like tournament style.
Right.
Yeah. Just like
Some people would have had to
like,
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch and one person stays in.
Yeah.
Like, we would have grouped it out.
probably
Yeah.
figured out a whole different thing to do.
Yeah, everybody that is like 100 and something here. Everybody's 200 here. Everybody is between this here. you're gonna fight these guys, and then you're gonna get your 7 rounds in, but
Right.
you may switch in and
That'd
out
be
with other
dope one day
people.
if we had everybody there on a Friday.
Hey, when we move into our new place,
It's gonna be dope when we have it.
we can have everybody on there and still have a
Right.
good amount of space. left.
Marathon roll. Let's go. Everybody, open mat. Just go. Yeah,
gonna
it
be
was
beautiful,
fun.
man.
Had that injury a couple weeks ago, and then was able to get back in there Friday, and felt pretty good. I think I'm definitely gonna have that light brace on going forward. But I also didn't try to.
Trizane.
I didn't try to do any De La Riva stuff, just out of fear. But I feel like I moved pretty well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I moved pretty well. I was doing there was some things that I wanted to do mentally that I knew I could have done at certain points. But I was like, I'm not gonna try to do that. Like that technical. There's like a from mount to like a technical mount transition that I really want to do bad and take the back. But I
kind of hurt your knee to flare out
Man,
like
I just
that.
I just got to get my cardio up, man. I be getting tired out there.
Do you? I feel like you've been moving so fluid though.
Really?
Like, yeah, your movements have been, and I'm sure that moving like that takes a lot of energy to do. To move in such a stable position, but quickly.
Right.
But you do it. You've been doing it. And you keep that shit up, man. You're gonna be in fucking trouble out there the way you were going on Raul and shit. I was like, oh,
I mean,
little half a pool right there.
I mean,
Raul's
yeah,
legit.
I mean, he's getting a lot
Raul's
better.
legit.
But I'm just saying,
You were moving. I'm just saying the way you were moving.
like,
no matter who
like
it is out
I
there.
couldn't, like, I honestly got tired with what's that boy's name? Hartman. I got tired with him, man.
What that's boy.
How did that roll go? Because I didn't watch a lot of it until you flung yourself off the wall, and I was like,
I didn't fling myself
Bro,
off
you
the
used
wall.
the wall.
I touched the wall for a second.
He used the wall to fucking propel himself.
Okay, here,
across.
wait. In the gym,
Yeah.
the wall is fair game when you're rolling. All right,
I'll
it's
take
fair
it.
game.
That's
It's
fine.
fair game.
I'll
I mean,
I
he pushed,
use it.
he pushed me
Everybody
over there.
uses it.
He
Yeah.
pushed me
I'm gonna
over
run you
there.
into. If I can run you into the wall and then take you down, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
but yeah, I mean, he pushed me over there too. I mean, scooting on the mat, like, I mean,
And nigga
You
tried
know,
to take you back. Yeah, he almost
he-
took you back from
yeah,
there.
he was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff that he couldn't do, and he still felt like, and then when I wanted to do something, I just did that shit, and I was like, I'm trying to tell you, bro, I'm tired out here, my nigga. Like,
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I'm real tired. That's why I've been laying here not letting you do nothing. But I'm tired, bro. I'm really tired, and it's like round 5, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Bro, I can barely breathe.
Yeah. He was
You know?
tired too. He didn't go the next round. You did though. So
Yeah.
that says something.
And I was like, "What? You sitting down, bro?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's tough though, man. Like I need to start working on control when I train with him, because he is wild, man. When he's with me, man.
And that's
He
what I was
just
saying when
moves.
you got in there
Like,
with
and I-
Raul
and I
and
seen
them. I
it.
felt like I saw that a lot more out of you.
Right.
That type of game.
Because that bothered me right after that roll. I was like, man, what is going on?
Yeah.
This nigga's going crazy, and I got him in side control.
Yeah.
This nigga's going crazy.
That's usually the best time to go
Like,
crazy.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold you down, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just that kind of, my control still bothers me, you know, and when I get a sweep, you know, even with that new guy from that other gym came in there and
a couple weeks ago.
no, this last Friday, and he was my first roll, and no, maybe it was the other week, yeah, but yeah, I had a problem with control with him. Like, I would get the sweep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a couple sweeps on him, and I didn't control after the sweep. After I got my the sweep and the 3 points, like, then he was like, I'm out of here. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to this submission. I couldn't get to the submission, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But anyway, we just talked a lot about jiu-jitsu right then.
That's fine. That was how your week went, though.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Well, I have a pretty funny fucking story.
Do you?
Yeah. So
Is it really that funny?
to me, it is. So to maybe one other person out there in the world, it might be funny.
All right.
At least.
All right. Let's see.
So Saturday, I'm at the barbershop, and a guy comes in that Junior, another barber up there, cuts, and he was telling us about this position at his job. He's like a supervisor at a company, a beverage company that rhymes with Epsi.
I like beverages.
Rhymes with Epsi.
Oh,
Anyway.
I love Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper.
But he was telling us about
Mountain
this.
Dew's my jam.
He was telling us about this position they had. Pays really, really well. It's an overnight position, willing to train, all this stuff. And he was like, yeah, one of y'all should put in for it. You know, I don't think they have anybody for it. I cut hair during the day. We're trying to buy a house this year, me and my wife. We're trying to do a bunch of things. So I was like, hey,
Do it.
I feel like that's a sign. Maybe I should try to put in for this job, right? So that was Saturday. Then New Year's comes, and then boom, updated my resume, did all that stuff, put it in on Monday. Tuesday, got an email saying, you know, about the position and stuff, saying they wanted to schedule me for like this assessment thing. The position is basically like, I guess, where I would repair and install fountains, the actual drink fountains, the Pepsi ones.
You know I do
The
That sounds fun.
Epsi ones. Anyway, no, I don't. I have no expertise mechanically, electrical, or otherwise, or plumbing. But like I said, they said you don't have to have any experience. We want to.
We'll teach you. We'll mold you.
That's what they said basically, because there was like a video with it, and it said we would prefer, like it would be cool if you had some expertise, but we'll train you because our
Where do you get expertise in that?
electrical expertise, like all this shit that he knows about electrical shit, that's good enough for them. You know, any stuff that you, like if he's replaced a toilet or something, he's got some plumbing expert. Like he understands how
I've
that
done
shit
all
works.
that crap.
Yeah, maybe you should
No
put in
pun
for the
intended.
position. Yeah, I've done all that shit.
You're qualified.
No, they'll take away from my drink.
Right. Seriously, yeah. I get that. So I turned around and, like I said, put in an application. Got in the video. It said that same thing where it was like, yeah, we want to train somebody because our fountains are unique, and you know we'll show you what to do. Blah blah blah. Right. So they want me to go take this assessment. Right. So that assessment was Thursday. I wake up, plenty of time. I'm responsible. I get out. Yeah, I'm responsible. Like I go. Like we know where Pepsi is.
Yeah, right.
Epsi. We know where Epsi is.
Right. It's right around the corner.
Anyway, I'm getting out to go, and I get in my car to warm it up, and like I started up and lock the door and come back because I have another set of keys. And as I go to get out, my door doesn't open from the inside. All of a sudden, the handle just does not work.
So you're trapped.
I'm trapped in the car, but it's like the test was
probably a mob hit.
The test was at, you think Epsi
I've been watching Inside the Mob, bro, and that shit's crazy. And they could have came after you.
There's probably easier ways to get me than that.
Yeah.
I could have gotten.
We're going to get him good.
Yeah.
We're going to lock him in his car.
No, you know what? We're going to put a fake job out there. He's going to apply. I know him. He'll apply for it. It's like there's so many steps ahead. They could have just dumped me off at the one jiu-jitsu class at any point in the parking lot, at my house, whatever. The barber
with this job.
Yeah. We'll put a job out there. He'll apply for it. We'll lock him in his car. He'll die from the fumes. Look like an accident. Anyway.
That's what a clever man does.
My car got, like, I can't get out of my vehicle. Like, the door is unlocked. I can't open it. The door won't work. Right. So, like I say, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning because the test is at 7. Because that gives me plenty of time to get to Epsi. It's 6 o'clock. So I crawl out of the passenger side of the car and go in the house, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is how this morning is gonna start. Ha. Yeah. So I go back out. I can get in the car fine, no problem.
Oh shit, that's cool.
That's cool, but I can't get out. So then I go get. Yeah, I'm married. Right. So then I go get some air in my tire because my tire was low, and crawl out the passenger side again and put the air in there and go on about my business. So I have a flat tire. My door won't open up. So then I hit the direction thing for, you know, how to get to Epsi. I know where Epsi is.
Right. But you want it.
But I want the address they gave me. I don't want to assume that that's the same place that I know.
Oh, okay. You just checking on your bases.
So I touch that to be like, yeah, give me directions to the place that y'all put in my email communication.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So it sends me up. And it sends me up across the highway from Epsi in some office building. So I miss it because I'm like, oh, it's over there somewhere. It's just a test assessment. So I assume, hey, maybe they're just doing it at these offices over here.
Right.
Go up, go around, go all the way back up Motley, around Oates, down. Mind you, it's like still 6:15. I'm still super early. Go up in the office buildings and all that stuff.
Super punctual.
It's not there. That's not the place that it wants me to go at all. I put the same address into Google Maps and it sends me. It's like, yeah, you dummy. It's right across the highway. And I'm like, oh, that's where Epsi is.
That's what I thought it was.
That's where I know Epsi to be.
Right.
So I go over there and I park. And this time I realize, oh, I don't have to get out of the passenger side of the car. I can roll down my window and just open the door from the outside and get out. Because mind you, it's 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. I've been up since 5:30. This isn't really the time for, like, my brain ain't working properly. And I'm fixing to go take this test about some mechanical shit for some.
I feel stupid now, though. I feel stupid.
Because when I'm getting out the passenger side, everybody's like, yeah, that's what I did too. I would get out of the passenger side of my car because I can't get out of the driver's side. That's exactly it.
Damn, man.
So anyway, roll the window down, open the door, roll the window, go in. So in the email thing, it says for daytime interviews between, in daytime business hours are 8 to 5, just use the regular visitor entrance in the front of the building.
Right.
Visitor, boom, I see that. Then it specifies in the email, interviews after 5 p.m. go to the back gate, some other fucking part, right?
But this is 6.
It's 6
a.m.
a.m. It does, like, it's before.
Technically, it's before and after.
It is before 8. And it is kind of, I was in a fucked up situation. So I go to the front of the building. I'm like, yeah, the lights are off. Only the first door was open. The second one was locked. And I was like, okay, it's only 6:20, right? I don't have to be there till 7.
Open.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to open. I'm like, okay, well, what? Then a black lady comes by and I kind of startled her. She's like, oh, shit, how are you right there? And I was like, yeah, I've got an interview. And I showed her my email and stuff. And she was like, oh, well, this part doesn't get unlocked or open until 8 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do.
But I got a thing at 7.
I got a thing at 7.
So who do I talk about the thing?
Who do I holler at about this thing at 7? It ain't. I can't wait till 8.
Who's the guy?
So like I told her, I said, I will just go to the back to the other part as though I was having my interview after 5. So I walk all through these people's facilities. Don't nobody, like, I don't have no visitor's badge, no nothing. I'm just walking all through their motherfucking facilities and shit. Nobody was doing nothing. Yeah, they didn't fuck with me at all. So I go all the way to the back and I find some guy and I was like, yeah, hey, I've got this thing. He makes a little joke about, yeah, you give me $5 and I'll tell you. I'm like, ha, can you break a 10? No, seriously, show me where the fuck this interview is. It's at 7. I'm not trying to be late on the cool. So
why are you playing?
Yeah, like,
I don't even know you.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm not a company dude right now, bro. I'm still just a bar.
I'll spur you.
I will spur you straight through the motherfucking window.
Be done.
My nigga.
Ooh, with a chalice.
So then another guy walks up and overhears me. He was like, what's the position you were for? And I was like, I told him what the position was. He was like, oh, okay, here, I'll walk you in this way. He walks me in through the back of the thing, like swipes his card, all this shit. He don't know my name. He ain't checked no IDs or nothing. I'm just walking all through
This could
FC.
be a lie.
This shit could be anything at this point. So he walks me up to the offices. Nobody's in the offices at all. He sees that there is a guy.
But you got your glasses on.
And that's, we were going to get on that. I look very unintimidating because I have my glasses on. Right. And I'm dressed like I have on business casual type of shit or whatever. I look like I'm very, very
safe.
Yeah, they're safe with me. I had a long sleeve shirt. You can't see my tattoos or anything.
This nigga's not safe.
I am safe though. I am a hard worker and I'm dedicated to being a hard worker. Anyway,
right.
He goes to the offices. None of those guys are up there. None of them are up there. One of them, the offices, he can tell somebody has been there, but he can't figure it out. So he goes to this little, there's a little computer area or something. He went in there and I was like, oh, this looks like it might be the place where I would take a test.
I would do tests.
So there's a guy in there doing a test on the computer, black guy, and he actually is in the same position that I applied for already. He had just gotten the job about a month ago. His is just day shift. He's doing some orientation type shit.
Right. Not testing.
No. So he drops me off with him, and he was like, oh, he could help you.
What?
Yeah.
He doesn't work here.
He just started working there. So he calls the guy that's supposed to be interviewing me, and the guy says, oh, yeah, I'm up here in the front waiting for him. And I said, yeah, you might be up there now, but 10 minutes ago when I was up there was nobody up there. So, yeah, I'm way the fuck back here now. We have to go all the way back around and walk to the front. And in this time, I took this time to be proficient in understanding what the fuck I was going to be getting into because, mind you, I have no expertise.
Look like some silly shit.
I have no expertise in any of this shit. So I told the guy, I asked him, I was like, yeah, what type of stuff can I expect on this assessment test? He was like, oh, they're just going to give you a schematics of a job. They're going to give you a work order, what to expect, the best possible outcome. Then they're going to give you a diagram that they drew, and you're going to have to figure out what's going to need to be done, this, that, and another, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds easy enough. And in my mind, I'm thinking,
I can do assessments.
Yeah, that sounds easy enough to me. So he finally walks me all the way up to the front. I
assess shit all day.
Very grateful for him helping me out and stuff. Got his name, forgot his fucking name. But anyway,
John.
Nope, it was a black dude. It was like
Terrence.
No, I was like
Jamal.
Kahal. I don't know, something. Anyway,
Kahala.
Like Kendrick or something. I don't know.
Kendrick.
Yeah. So I go and meet this guy. And, you know, I don't got no problem with short people or anything, but he's a little guy. He's a little guy.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's a little guy. So he has this weird aura about him where he's like, maybe
he's a big person.
Maybe he might have been ex-military or something. He's like all of 5'2", like seriously.
I'm not that short.
Chest height. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Seemed nice enough. And I was like, yeah, I'm not one of them woe is me type of guys. So I wasn't like, hey, yeah, it's only 6:30. I know my test isn't until 7. It's only 6:30. Boy, would you like to hear the story about how my morning's been going? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be like, yeah, at first I went, my fucking door wasn't open. Then I had to get tired, air in my tire. Like, I'm not that dude. I was just like, man, yeah, it's been a crazy morning so far. Like, that's all I told him. So we go in there and we sit down and he asked me little shit about, you know, how did you find out about the job? Why would you like to work this job? And, you know, you wouldn't mind working nights? I was like, nah, I worked nights the majority of the jobs I've had anyway. Stuff like that. So he shows me this test package, probably about 6 pages. And he was like, okay, you got 15 minutes. He reads over this little prompt.
Do you have the job already? You just going for a test assessment?
That was just a test assessment to see if I, like, part of the interview process.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, I haven't done any interview up to that point. I had just gotten, like, past the, like, application, resume, through that part. They saw I was qualified enough to even go through with the assessment.
To do that, yeah.
So, and I guess it said in there, after the assessment, be prepared that they might start an interview process immediately after that. That might last for 30 minutes or so.
That's why you use business casual.
That's why I was prepared. That's why I was prepared. So
that nigga was punctual.
He had his best sweats on.
Yeah. Did not wear my Kingdom sweatshirt.
Dude, I would have showed up in that. I'm like, this is what you get?
Yeah. I wore my Lovato shirt, but I didn't wear
So we doing this or what?
Yeah. So what? Show me your arm bar?
Hey, you know how to roll?
Yeah. We can do this right now. Belt
We're
test.
early.
Show you a step over arm bar. So so we went in there and he shows me. So he starts reading the prompt and he was like, yeah, do you have any questions? Now, if y'all have ever been in a situation where you absolutely don't know anything about something to where you don't even know what questions to ask.
Right.
That's how I felt in that situation. I have no fucking clue about any of this shit. So no, I don't have any questions. And he put his timer on.
My question would be like, how much y'all pay here?
No, I knew how much they pay. That's why.
Questions?
That's why I'm going through this process like this, because I know how much they pay.
No questions.
Pays really, really well, and that's why I was like, well, fuck it, why not try?
I was just like, I'm a quick learner. I just started telling people, I'm a quick learner, man.
Fake it until you make it.
I'm a fake it till you make it.
I'm a quick learner, man.
Yeah. So we'll get to fake it till you make it in a minute. So he puts his timer on 15 minutes. You got 15 minutes to complete this assessment. Write down your notes or whatever, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna go over the questions with you and ask you what type of issues you came across, whatever the situation, blah 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 blah. All right, cool. The shit I can remember reading in the situation was that it had been 2 weeks since this person was able to get their fountain installed. They had to push back their grand opening. As I got there, I saw that there were like some exposed electrical cords, which is gonna take time to fix for me to get there. There's a setup in which their shit needed to be as we got there for us to be able to say things are gonna go completely smooth. And upon getting there, they weren't. You know, like I say, the customer was angry that all this
I would
shit.
have fell asleep during this test.
15 minutes in.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I got to read? What?
Yeah.
What are we doing, bro?
This is not an audio form.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought we worked for Epsi, bro.
Epsi, bro.
Where the cola at?
Yeah, where the Epsi? I don't even drink that shit, bro.
Where the cola at?
So, no, and that, you know what? And that was one of the questions I fucked up on that, too, because he asked me, was like, what makes you want to work here? And this was my first answer. Oh, I live close. Like, I live up the highway. I live close.
I live down the street, man. This is
like I could be here
I could be here on
Well,
time.
this is convenient as fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much what my answer was.
You guys pay pretty well.
I haven't interviewed for a job in over a decade, so it was weird for me to even like do any of this. But I just figured, hey, I can do it, whatever. So all right, I open up the thing and it shows me this nice diagram. This is what the fountain looks like. This you gotta have holes here drilled and the syrup can go here and all this shit.
Syrup.
Look,
Yeah, the syrup goes into the carbonated
yeah.
water.
What you're
and it's
drinking is
mixed.
carbonated water and this very concentrated, super sweet, liquidy syrup. That's what all those drinks are made of. Yeah,
That's why it's normally really good out of the fountain.
yeah. That's why I drink water.
Yeah, me too.
So,
And coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee
That's
and
why
water.
I drink.
So
Beer.
so I read about it's 6 pages. I read about 5 of them and take my notes as I'm going along. And I hear the
Thorough.
timer go off, and he comes in, and I was like, jokingly, like, "Oh, that was 15 minutes." I didn't even get to look at I didn't say this. I didn't even get to look at the diagram in which you wanted me to figure out what the fuck was wrong.
I just got done reading, bro.
I just
Bro, you
got
don't even
done.
you don't even smoke the Chiba, bro.
reading.
What's going on?
No, listen.
Those
Nah, I don't.
glasses were messing up.
The glasses fucked me up, bro. I thought, nah, fucking with you. No, I read it all. I read it
was
all.
about to be a kicker for
No,
me.
I read it
What?
all, and as I was reading, I was answering in my mind like, "Oh, to me that's an issue. Oh, to me that's an issue. To me that's an issue." Rather than
This is all issues.
read it all and then go to the very last page, look at the diagram that they had drawn, and be like, "This is the situation you came upon. You read the scenario. Now tell me how that matches the scenario, or what you need to do to make it look like the specific thing that they need it to be."
Right.
So, as he's asking me questions, this shit is kind of like if somebody had written Russian in Chinese. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm saying shit like, "Oh yeah, you got to just drop a dedicated line, and yeah, you got to do." I don't know what the fuck that even means, but I said it. I said you got to drop a dedicated line. But this is what he asked. The first thing he asked, "What's the first thing you would have done upon coming?" And I said, "Well, being that this person had to push their..."
I would have called you. That's what I would have said. I'd have called you because I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, look, bro.
First of all, how do you put me out here? I don't even know what I'm doing. I have no training.
Hey, look, bro. These people need a fucking fountain, bro. Is there one in the truck somewhere?
That should have been so simple for
Can
me.
I just give it to him?
Kind of freaking out right now. Man.
I
He got
told,
pretty upset.
yeah. Bro, I was out there bad, bro. I told that nigga you gotta drop that. But I told him, I said the first thing I would do is apologize to the business owner and reassure them that we're gonna try to get the shit taken care of today because you had to delay your grand opening.
I forgot all about the business owner.
Exactly. But I hit that nail on the head. I'm coming to see everything's starting to click now, right? I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm awake now because the pressure's on. I haven't answered any of these fucking questions on this paper, so I got to step it the fuck up.
Right.
So as I'm bullshitting with you and you're writing down these answers, I'm looking at the fucking diagram like, fuck.
Oh my
fuck,
God.
I didn't even look at this page until the fucking test was over. Let me look at this shit. So that was my first answer. The second one was like, yeah, I'd probably address those exposed wires, let them know that's safety hazard, and you know, as he's writing that shit,
Stating the obvious.
You should have handed the paper and was like, "Hey, what's
See right
what's
there
this?
where it
What's
is?
this? Hey, what's this?
bro,
right
what
here?"
that P stand for right there, bro?
Hey, y'all got like variables or what's this?
Man,
You
say,
got variables. Can I get a calculator?
I had no fucking clue what to do with any of that shit. I just started guessing. Drop a dedicated line and some shit that I said. I was for some reason I was very focused on that outlet. I stuck on
Dedicated.
What outlet?
the outlet that had the exposed lines. I told him like, yeah, you got to move that. Like we're gonna have
Move
to
it
drop a
where?
dedicated line. But something in there said that they want the line. They want the outlet to be easily accessible to the business owner. It was the
Why?
place.
He's not an electrician.
It
is
was. That's not the point. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm
You're,
there to
you're
do.
reading too much into it.
So
You're being a woman right now. Stop it.
So the outlet was like under the machine in like a cabinet. So I was like, yeah, you probably want to move that to above the machine. Drop a dedicated line. mind you, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't have any electrical expertise or any plumbing at all.
Did he humor you and ask you what a dedicated line was supposed to be?
No, he let me make it. He let me make it. He was just like, okay. And what are you doing this?
Just laughing at you.
He was like, do you see any other issues? And I can't remember what the fuck I said or if I said anything. I think I told him that it might be too far. He said, is there anything that you would compromise with the customer with? And I said, maybe the positioning of it. We might be able to move it to any of these 3 other locations.
What's wrong with saying I don't know?
I did not want to say I don't know. Yeah, I did
Are there
not
any
want
other
to say
problems?
that.
Man, I don't know, man. I think the problem is I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem here.
Okay,
I don't
Mr.
know.
Poole. It's been nice interviewing you. Think we've got all the information we need. It's been
Bro,
they're willing when do I start?
They're willing to train.
That's what I thought going in, but they want to know that you have some sort of a resemblance to being able to learn it. So me saying all those catchphrases made it seem like, okay, he knows
can learn something.
He knows what a dedicated line is. No.
He
listen.
knows what a dedicated line is.
Maybe.
No.
Like the guy's like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that dude's the next level.
He's fucking he could have been thinking that.
You
Bro,
sure he's never done this before,
look,
man?
So after that, he was like, okay, that's all with that portion. And the dude that walked me over there to the black guy, he said, if you do well enough on the mechanical part, they'll start your interview right there, right after it. He started the interview with me, and I was like, oh
shit, I'm in the dough.
I made it to the interview part,
I'm in
right?
the dough, baby.
So they asked me, like, that's the easy. The interview part, this finna be a breeze, right? He asked me basic old shit. What were some situations you came upon your last job and you fixed it, all that shit. Answer him. Then the last one, he asked me some shit about when was there a situation where there was a lot of pressure on you to produce and have high production and a high stress. And I didn't want to say jujitsu
Right now.
shit.
Bro, I was having sex last night, and she was intense. No, I was like,
yeah, I'm glad y'all got the jobs y'all got. I'm glad y'all don't have to go for no fucking job interviews.
Just stuck a finger in my butt, man. Talk
Oh,
about pressure.
yeah,
I
man.
exploded. I exploded.
Do you know how I reacted? So I told him this. Basically, my answer for him saying, he was like, "What was a high pressure situation in which you had to deal with, and how did you deal with it?" This is basically what I said. Man, you do what you got to do, man.
Straight up.
100%.
I'm in the field, baby.
He rubbed his head like this and said, "I'm confused by your answer. What do you mean by you do what you got to do?"
I don't even know.
Is there something specific? And at that point, I was like, well, I just started bullshitting some stuff. Just like, yeah, well, I delegate some work, make sure everybody's work spread out even.
Delegate.
I
That's
get this
some
nigga over
bullshit.
here doing what
Look,
he need to do.
He filled that
Oh, wait,
shit out.
wait. How many times did you touch your glasses during this process?
I might have did it once. I might have did one of those.
Be
or
like,
something.
well,
Did he wear glasses?
No, he didn't.
Oh, then he didn't know anyway.
No, but that makes him think that he's above me because I have poor vision.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because people
think
without glasses,
that.
I always think people with glasses are smart until they start talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
until they start talking.
So
Nah,
he
you're
so
just
so
fucking
he
stupid.
so after that question,
You're not smart. at
after that question and the way I answered it, he wrote down something, he circled something, put it down, and the interview was over and I was walking to my car all within about 15 to 30 seconds after I answered that question like that.
Damn.
I thought it was pretty bad
Nope.
to me. Yeah. Then like going out, I had like the door was still locked, I thought, and I told this lady like, "Hey, the door is still locked." And she was like, "What, this door or the front?" I was like, "No, the next door, obviously." And she just pushes it and it opens too. So I took probably about a dozen.
So you feel real stupid out here.
I took about a dozen L's Thursday.
You took some L's like
Good.
all
by yourself.
all before 9. It was the funniest shit ever because I'm leaving there and I'm driving to the house and all I'm thinking is,
How do you feel?
yeah, I'm about to just go cut hair today. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go cut hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't need the job. I would like to have it for the things that we're trying to accomplish. And that would be a really good job to have to do those things immediately. And all I thought was, man, I am sure fucking glad that I do not need that job because there is no fucking way I'm getting that job. And if they do hire me, I will tell everybody out there, do not drink FC products because they are clearly incompetent. If they hire me for that shit, there's no way that I get that job.
Incompetent.
So I laugh, ha ha ha. I get an email Friday evening saying, "Hey, thanks for trying to, thanks for putting in your application, going through the process. You're still being considered for the position. We'll let you know the next steps.
I don't think you'd be considered now.
I hope. What do you mean?
They could be watching this.
Oh,
and be like,
for the second interview.
Yeah, they were saying like if there will be
hey,
another.
Maybe, here's the thing: is there could be, like, out of all the people that came in, they were like, oh fuck, I guess this guy.
Bro, no, I said that.
Bro, the thing is, they could keep your shit there, and then like the guy they wanted to hire goes in there, does a great job, but he has a drug problem, and they have to fucking fire him. And they like, well, he didn't have a drug problem.
Well, they don't know that either.
We need
I
more
don't
black
have a drug
guys.
problem, but they
And
don't.
we need more black guys.
But no, check this. I was thinking that same thing. I said I thought about it because the whole time I'm texting my cousin when I was a donut truck, and I told my wife like we're laughing. It is the funniest shit to me because all of their responses were like, do what you got to do. Like their whole response to me was like, you do what you got to do. So I was just laughing about that shit. But I thought about it after that Friday. Friday is probably when they finished all of their interviews. And then they're like, we'll just send they'll just send out this mass email saying we haven't canceled anybody out yet. We haven't okayed anybody. Monday, they'll start that process. And I'll get my all right, you're out of it Monday. Either that or think about it.
That's tomorrow.
Anybody that has electrical, plumbing, or construction experience they're probably working in those fields.
Yeah,
they're probably not trying to go work at FC because they're construction workers. They're fucking electricians. They're plumbers.
Unless FC's paying better.
FC's probably paying. FC's I don't know if FC's paying better. FC's playing pretty good for a position they're willing to train for, and that's why, like I said, that's why I was like, fuck it, I'll try. If I'm gonna try for something, I'm gonna try for that shit.
Yeah.
But
Some shit they'll train.
but that's what I was thinking. I might have just been the one that was like the least terrible. It's like, you know what, that guy wasn't good, but he was the least terrible out of these guys.
He seems like he may be smart.
He's
He's articulate.
He was bullshitting
until you do what you got to do. Until he said you do what you got to do, he was pretty.
He was out of
fucking
steam.
articulate.
It kind of seemed like you were just out of words, really.
Yeah,
I was.
He
He
was
was out
kind
of
of just
steam.
done.
I was
Just like, I'm done with this. You
Yeah.
know what? You gotta do
You
what
do
you gotta
what
do.
you gotta fucking do. So yeah, man, that shit was funny though.
Yeah, you
but-
should. Hey, let's just drop the shit. So,
yeah,
I
quit
don't know.
faking the funk.
I don't know what I'm
hey,
doing.
man, do I got this job or not?
Yeah. What? When you want me? What? Monday? Want me to start Monday?
I'll be here. I'll be here at if I don't get
But
lost.
nah, it was.
Man, I haven't been to an interview in so long.
It was a hilarious time though, because like I said, I took so many L's. My door, my tire, got lost going to a place that I've known is there for all of my life.
For 30.
Couldn't find
3
the
years.
office because I went in the front, got to the back, had to go back to the front. It was so much shit that was just funny about that day. And like I told my wife, I said, if I get that job, I always remember it because that was the one that I knew I should not have gotten.
Right.
That was a lot of L's.
Yeah,
I know I fuck up. I know I fucked up. It was hilarious. But it's just comical that it all played out that way. But yeah, I felt like that shit could have been a whole fucking stand-up comedy routine. But with that being said, we can segue into the conversation for today.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Did y'all watch the Dave Chappelle stand-up shit?
I watched it.
For sure.
Both of them.
I watched it.
They were fucking great,
I
man.
watched them right before. I
They
came
were
here.
really
How
good.
great is fucking Dave Chappelle, man?
like for the fourth time.
That shit is fucking great.
He's great.
Oh,
bro.
you watched it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. That nigga is hilarious.
Because I mean, it was like, I don't know. It was like, is he saying how I feel? How does he know me like this?
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about all that shit.
It's so simple, but it's so fucking funny.
But he like articulated it in a funny way
yeah.
that sometimes I just come across as a fucking douchehead.
Yeah.
Because I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest. Like
I told you what I was gonna say, and you didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, that shit was funny. I didn't see it coming at first. I'm like, nigga did.
I didn't see it the second time.
I did. I was like, that nigga did that shit. But it was still great though. It was still. I mean, it's still great. Like the writing, the timing, the just the jokes.
How do you feel about him? How do you feel he stacks up against just all-time comics and comics of our generation?
He's the best of our generation.
Best of our generation.
Of
I
our
would say.
generation.
I agree.
Yeah,
Of
he's
all
one of them.
time. Man, he's like the best.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean,
I think people want to live on that whole
well,
like.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Pryor was great.
Richard Pryor was great.
You know what? Richard Pryor is the greatest, bro. Because I can't take away from.
But it's also like accomplishments. I mean, he's accomplished a lot.
But he's doing the same shit
it's
Richard
so
Pryor was doing.
cool.
Like
It's
Richard Pryor
he's
had a
able to
TV
walk
show and
away
everything.
from it.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, to me, I feel like,
And
as a whole body of work, I feel like had way more accomplished. I mean, you know, the movies, everything like that. I feel like
Man,
Dave
I
Chappelle.
love Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Yeah,
I
love that
feel
fucking
like
Brewster's
of
Millions.
all
Like,
I feel like of all the comics, you know, that try like that get compared to Richard Pryor, he's the closest. Like he's the closest in how he, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, this person's saying
like he
Eddie
does
Murphy.
the goofy movies.
I like Eddie Murphy. He's
Yeah.
funny. He didn't do enough stand-ups though. I feel like it's almost kind of like how it was with like Biggie. You can't really say Biggie was that great of a rapper. He didn't have that much music out there.
like.
But Eddie Murphy was hilarious. He's probably, I'll tell you what, Eddie Murphy's more
He
funny.
did a lot of movies I didn't like.
He's way funnier in movies and probably in person than I feel like his stand-up was. His stand-up was good, but I don't feel like it was great.
I didn't like a lot of those movies that he did, bro.
He don't like Haunted Mansions, man.
Man,
Who?
Haunted Mansions.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. But
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
yeah.
Haunted.
That's when he started getting 20 million.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't
Nor-
like that.
Norbit.
I ain't like nothing. I know.
That
It
nigga-
was kind of funny.
Life, that nigga was hilarious.
Life was hilarious.
in Life, yeah.
The first Nutty Professor,
Harlem
hilarious.
Nights, like, wait. We're gonna be judging Nutty Professors on standalone, and you're talking about the first one. Nah, fuck it.
But and all the Beverly Hills Cops, I liked them all.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
pretty much named almost
I
all of
fucking
them.
love those.
The nigga nailed all of them.
He
hoes.
pretty much named all of his great movies.
Yeah.
But he had like
Vampire in Brooklyn.
oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I gotta watch that again. That's fucking
Oh, yeah, it was
amazing
That
movie.
was good. That was
He's
good.
got some good
But
movies, man.
what we talking about stand-ups?
And that's why I say
are any of his stand-ups better than Dave Chappelle stand-ups?
no, not at all.
Not even
I
close.
couldn't even say.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like not even close.
But I feel like in real life, I feel like Eddie Murphy is probably funnier.
I think Dave Chappelle's way funnier.
Have you heard?
I think
I
he
think
can
it's
relate.
two different.
Yeah,
me too.
funny.
Two
I-
different
I
types
think-
of funny.
I think
both
Coming
of them
to
at the same time
America.
would be
How
great.
did I forget
Coming
Coming
to
to America?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Eddie Murphy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that movie.
Yeah.
He's okay. He has
That's
better
a great
movies than
one.
Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle doesn't have that many movies.
Right.
But as in like just comedian, like,
Stand-up
stand-up
comedy.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like
Writing,
Dave Chappelle's
my
got that
nigga's
shit,
got that
in
shit in
the
the bag.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's got it in the bag.
But movies, like he's got more blockbuster movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
He's
where
got
the
some
money
great-
was at. He went to the money instead of kept being like the
stand-up comedy guy.
stand-up
Nigga
comedian.
went and got a
funny guy.
bunch of $20 million
Yeah, I mean, he
bullshit
went for the
ass,
check.
stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Disney.
why I like Dave Chappelle because he don't run after the motherfucking check. He does the shit that he likes to
Yeah.
do. He even lost everything
Yeah.
and still came back to do what he wants to fucking do. And I respect that shit. And that's what and he kind of hit on that shit with the women talking about, I would have lost everything if I didn't do what I needed to do at that moment.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, what, man?
Yeah, I lost $50 million.
I ran away from $50 million. You
Yeah.
could have not done that job, and yeah, it might have been rough until you got to the next one. But you still, if you were good at your job, you might have still been where you needed to be. You know what I'm saying, or where you wanted to go. But you know, some people do something.
But like he said, everything is.
But
funny.
don't blame the victim.
But like you say, everything's funny until it happens to you.
Right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
But
So even during
but
that
some of that
time-
was how he felt in there, I think.
Yeah, no, it's definitely how he felt. A lot of that, like you say, a lot of that shit is just predicated on.
He said some of them had buyer's remorse. That shit was funny as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was funny.
Whoa.
And well, let's get into that because he talked about it a lot, and I think it was the best. I've heard a story from why he got out. I've heard a lot of analogies of why he got out of the Chappelle Show and Comedy Central, but none of them had actually told the story. The only real story that I've heard
I don't
about
know
it
at all.
was Cat Williams just recently told a story about it.
Really?
Yeah. He said that whenever he came to Comedy Central. Well, first of all, they said he had a bunch of pilots. They called him Mr. Pilot in Hollywood because he had a bunch of fucking pilots, but nobody would greenlight any of them. So that was number one. Nobody would fuck with him. Gave him a chance. A lot of people said it wasn't funny enough.
Wow.
So then Comedy Central did take a chance on him, and they wrote him a contract, and they said
Mr. Pilot.
they wrote him a contract, and it was worth I think they said 10% of whatever it grosses or some shit like that. Then they said once it became so successful. It made over $500 million. They said that the contract was invalid, that they'll have to restructure the contract or something. Yeah. So then they tried to give him the $50 million. That's when he was like, "Oh no, fuck that! Like, you know what I'm saying? I've made y'all so much fucking money, and y'all are gonna, you know,
trying to do that.
Yeah, like I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm backing out." So then he left, and boom, that was the demise of it. And then in doing that, it's like Cat Williams says, when you part ways with somebody like a fucking Comedy Central, it ain't like a pat on your back and like I hope you do well on the other side.
See you next.
It's like fuck you, and I hope you don't ever find any more jobs. You know, it's like blackball. Exactly. So that's kind of what happened. So he backed all the way out, and then he ended up. I mean, he backed out of a $50 million contract. He came back, did a Netflix special for like $20 million for 2 hours. Turned back around. Ain't no telling how much this one's for. Another $20 million for 2 hours.
Maybe
he's easily, easily. Easily.
But I think that's the beauty of Netflix for people that are putting out material that.
For the artists.
Yeah, for the artists. The big networks don't want to fuck with because you can even put MA on them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like TV MA on them shits. So you can do.
There's some fucked up shit on Netflix.
You can say you have carte blanche on anything you want to say. Like he couldn't do like a lot of transgender jokes on fucking Comedy Central. Then like whoa, they might be watching this. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do whatever they want. Netflix is a big company too, and that's why everybody hates Netflix, bro. Well, all the big companies hate Netflix.
Dave Chappelle said it. There's this analogy
there's
this analogy he had about these chimps in Botswana or some shit. He said they have. When there's a drought, what they do is the Bushmen would put a piece of salt, a salt block, in a hole just big enough where the chimp can reach his hand in. When he grabs the salt and tries to pull it out, he won't be able to get it out because his hand. All he has to do is drop the salt and he can get his hand out, but he wants the salt, right? So the Bushmen will come up, capture him, take him to the cage, give him all the fucking salt he wants. Then the chimp is thirsty. Lets the chimp go. They follow the chimp. The chimp's going to go straight to water. Boom. Everybody can have all the water they want. He said in that analogy, he felt like the chimp with Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. He felt like he was the one that was leading them to the billions of dollars. And he was the one that had the answer. You know what I mean? Had the fucking the recipe and all that shit. I felt like it was a super dope ass analogy. Then he got into it even more in the actual stand up when he was talking about the book Pimp. Now that shit,
Iceberg Slim book,
man, that shit was so fucking dope. Cause I ain't read it. I've never read it. I've seen movies and shit about
that analogy was so.
You want to break it down?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, go. I thought you was gonna do it. No, I was just saying it was dope.
It was dope. It was dope.
So the nigga talks about basically the dichotomy in relationship between a pimp and his bottom bitch. His bottom bitch is his most dedicated worker, his money maker. They broke it down to an actual number. They said they got about 500 tricks in each one of them. He said you can look at them and tell how many tricks they got. He said his bottom bitch had about 500.
It was a skill that this pimp had.
Yeah, he said that once you get to about 500, you're like done. Mentally, you're broken.
The bitch is gonna just explode.
He said that she was.
The bitch is gonna blow up.
He said mentally. He said mentally she was at about 498. The bitch was trying to join the circus. She was talking about how good she was. I can juggle. And he was talking
what the fuck?
Y'all gotta watch. If y'all haven't watched this shit,
bitch,
you have to watch
alert.
it. It is one of the funniest things. Basically, the gist of it, I'm not gonna tell the jokes, but the gist of it was,
it was hilarious.
The gist of it was, the pimp set up this situation where the chick would go in there, poison this dude, kill him, and the pimp would make it go away. And that would bring the loyalty of the bottom bitch back to the pimp and stretch out her 500 to maybe 500 more. And it was all a setup. The whole thing from beginning to end was a setup.
They got a new apartment.
But he like, yeah, the doctor wasn't a doctor. The nigga was a butcher. He just had a white guy. It was like, yeah, the nigga just had some movers come over. That shit was played in the motherfucker. It was so dope.
So player. That's what a player does.
But he said, like, in that situation, like, he was describing that whole situation as the same way as what the situation was with him and Comedy Central. So that just tells you more. Because, like I said, he talks about it so much, but he doesn't really just touch all the way on exactly what it was, that got him away from. But it was a few things. It was a
nigga told a joke and said.
Yeah, it was that dress, them trying to make that nigga wear a dress and shit like that, all that weird shit. And that's why we ain't got nothing, but you can never shade Dave Chappelle around me because that nigga stood up for his fucking self in a situation in which most people would sell out, and it's so easy to sell out, man. It is so easy.
That shit was funny about the cause I felt that shit about the hood shit. He's like, shit, niggas thought I was from the hood. So I was like, shit, I was roll with that shit.
Nigga said, I never corrected him.
I never corrected him. I mean, nigga thought
I didn't say I wasn't.
He said, nah, I be talking about the motherfucking PJ.
PJ, bro, it's hard in the PJs, yo.
Like, for real, word,
bro. He said, word. But I didn't know.
He said, I didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah,
that shit was hilarious.
That nigga was funny. I'm gonna go home and watch that shit again. I already know I am.
Man, that shit
but the biggest deal with him dropping this latest one is a lot of people are upset about the transgender jokes. A lot of people. There's been upset. A lot. Of course, I'm not. I love comedy, but a lot of people, like, that's all I've heard about is like, why does he do these transgender jokes? Oh, he's transphobic and da 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 da. It's like, why are so many people? This is my question towards him. Why are you so angry about the transgender jokes, but you have said nothing about the poor black jokes? Or you have said nothing about the child pedophilia jokes or the women's sexual harassment jokes that he makes? Like, he's made jokes about, he made it, look, and people are like, oh, I didn't know he was this controversial. He wasn't always like this. On the fucking Chappelle show, he had Wayne Brady kill a police officer in, like, controversy my ass. He's killed a fucking police. He had a black Klansman. Like, what are we?
He was a black Klansman.
Controversy.
Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah, you can't be more. Like, there's so much controversy in that shit.
I hate myself.
I had to get rid of my wife because she was a nigger loving bitch. Boogie nigger.
Oh, that's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, but he had talked about it when he said the country is turning into a bunch of bitch ass niggas.
Yeah.
Bitch ass niggas. Yeah. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like it's true?
That shit. Yes, it's true. I mean, and it's like that. Like in a lot of the stuff that I like to listen to is rap music, bro. And I listen to it because I can relate to it. And that's one thing too, man. Like, people like listen to things and they admire the things that other people are doing, and they think that shit's cool, but they would never do that, and they think that type of stuff is bad and all kind of other stuff, and it's weird that they listen to it and shit like that. It's so weird that people listen to rap music at all. But I feel like people put on a lot of, like, I was watching Jeezy on one of them podcast shows, and he was saying, like, these other, he's like, I really lived it when I'm rapping out there, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these, he said, and he was saying a joke, but he's like, a lot of, he's like, a lot of these niggas is putting on a fucking mask. They put on a whole facade and then going out there and selling some shit. Like, they do this or they're promoting this just because they know it's gonna sell records, and and I feel like our society does a lot of shit for money and don't care about morality or none of that shit, or if they believe in that
rules.
Shit.
They don't have a rule. I feel like they're doing the same shit that we did. We just had rules and guidelines. Like, there's certain shit I don't
even think they're doing that shit. I think they're talking about some shit like watching a fucking mob movie or something.
Oh, you talking about the rappers or the people that listen?
The rappers.
To it?
I'm talking about both.
Yeah.
Even the people that listen to it, like they're thinking that shit is vivid when that nigga is just that fucking actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even real what he's talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit.
But that's always been
because I listen to it because I relate to that lifestyle or what he did or what he's talking about or a scenario that he brings up in the rap music and shit.
Yeah.
You know. That's why, like, I can relate to some of the new age drug stuff that they be talking about, because I actually did some of them drugs sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, oh yeah, I felt like that at the moments. You know what I'm saying?
But how do you feel that saying that, like, America's become more sensitive to stuff in using that example though, as far as like why they're deciding to do those things? Because I just think it's entertainment at the end of the day. Because I don't care.
I got to finish my thought, but go ahead.
Oh, you were
I wasn't finished it all, but go ahead.
I'm asking, how does that pertain to that though, to the sensitivity in which, because I thought that's what you were addressing. I just didn't see how it was getting there.
I wasn't.
So okay. It wasn't going to that. I was just fixing to rant about some shit for a minute.
Just ranting, bro. Just ranting.
This person says it's the new culture. Everyone's offended, and this is what I asked though. Is it that more people are offended, or is it that more people are understanding what offends them? Are people understanding more? Because
I think a lot of people are just jumping on. It's just like any sport team, just jumping on a bandwagon of something to get behind.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Nah.
And it says America is definitely hypersensitive. I think so too.
No,
but
I was agreeing with
also,
you.
I
well,
feel
you're saying no.
No, I'm saying
agreement
like,
is the opposite of no.
No, I'm saying no, because he said no in the beginning. He's like nah.
Yeah, okay.
That's not what that's why they're doing that.
I think that
they're not offended.
With so much information out there, people are figuring out more about themselves. For one, more about the way society operates, more about the way society can affect you, more about certain things like depression or other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people being told what they are and told that they're depressed and told that you hide behind this and hide behind that.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
they're kind of molded into being.
I feel like we create a lot of symptoms.
Yeah, they're kind of molded into being sensitive, in a sense, because we're always like, "Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna get that for you."
Right. It helps people like turn them into the victim, and then when you're the victim, then you get sympathy, and when you get sympathy, you get attention. There's a lot of things that go into having all those things. There's a benefit to that. So to say.
There is, but
it's
when
like,
it's overdone, when somebody tells a fucking joke, and you go, "Well, I'm offended by that."
Yeah.
Well, that's just
I
tough.
was just trying to make it laugh.
I mean, this is you're not going. You can't tell me what to say. I can't tell you how to feel.
I think that and my wife said this. Him making the joke about transgender people did more positive for them than a lot of the stuff that they could do because it normalized it. And as soon as you can joke about something like that in stand up or something, it normalizes whatever it is. Yeah. It makes it where people are like, hey, they're regular people too, and funny things happen to them just like funny things happen to me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in doing that, you normalize that aspect of their life, whether or not you agree with it or accept it or whatever you feel about it morally.
That almost goes into like the bullying thing. So bullies are good because they bring out, you standing up for yourself.
If they can, if that's the outcome. And that's what I was going to get into, because that's the question I want to ask. When we're talking about comedy, are there any jokes or topics that are just off limits?
They can't be because then you're censoring the comic.
Yeah.
You're censoring the
comic, and then being able to see something from a different perspective can be enlightening but funny at the same time.
Right.
Or can make you feel dirty and then still funny because you're like, man, that rape joke was kind of funny. That was kind of funny, but why? Because those people that get so offended, they probably think it's funny. Inside, they'll never admit it. They're like,
I tell this joke at the barbershop.
I do not like this.
There's a dude named George Wilborn. We went and saw him a long time ago, like comedy, like it was a comedy all-star weekend or something. And it was the funniest joke I had heard the whole weekend. And he was talking about how much money Tiger Woods had, like $500 million he was worth.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And he said, he was talking about, man, I can't believe that him and his wife are divorcing for $250 million. That's how much she's gonna get. And he was like, $250 million. He was like, some of y'all would do a lot of shit for $250 million. He was like, fellas, tell me you wouldn't fuck with another man for $250 million. And everybody was quiet, of course. And he said, shit. He said, $250 million. That had me at least ask some questions. Like, do it got to go all the way in? Like, do we got to look? And see, that shit, as homophobic as a black audience to be, that shit was funny. And the reason why it was the funny. Exactly. And as funny as it was, that's what made it so funny to me, because he made a group of people that genuinely feel, they feel this way about it. He made them think like, well, shit, do it got to go all the way in. If he made them feel that for one split second.
Beat them up afterwards.
Yeah, it's like, do we got to kiss while
we're doing it? Is there a camera?
Yeah, it was a bunch of shit.
Does he ever look me in my face?
It was one of the funniest jokes I had heard though. But I like how my wife had brought it up though. She was like, it made it a normal thing. The fact that we can talk about it. When we say that we can't talk about it, it keeps it in the fringe. It keeps it in the dark. It keeps it something that is taboo. Exactly. So as soon as we can talk, and I'm mad because he wasn't even talking about them so much as he was his experiences with it. Him saying, yeah, I'm mad at myself because I would look at Caitlyn Jenner in the magazine. I was dancing with a transgender at the club and wanted to go home with
I'm not strong enough not to look.
Yeah, right? And that's what's funny to me, because people are so angry about the jokes, so to say, but yet y'all weren't listening to the context of it. It was his experiences.
I grabbed a tranny by his dick before at a bar.
Well,
I just want to throw that out there.
Okay.
Well, you did. You
threw it out.
That's kind of funny.
You threw it out.
Sorry, yeah. Derail. Derail.
Yeah. Like they say, it's funny when it happens to you. I don't think that one would be funny if it happened.
Well, the story behind it's kind of funny. I was kind of in my head and then said that out loud.
Hey, I grabbed Tranny by his dick.
Grab a Tranny by the dick. Oh wait, we're live on camera and social media. Right now.
I didn't mean it. I didn't do it. I didn't. That's not how it came.
Cut the feeds. Cut the feeds.
She was talking to me at bar. And I thought it was a tranny, so I had to make sure, and I grabbed it by his dick.
You got a palm full of dick, sir?
Yeah, I did.
So you were just gonna grab her by the pussy?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what.
I probably would have got slapped the fuck up, but
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That you know what? That's,
whoa.
Hey, but I was pretty sure because it was staring me eye to eye.
That's God.
Eye to eye, and I'm
That's God.
I'm
God stopped.
6'2".
You were about to sexually assault a woman, and instead you sexually assaulted a man and grabbed a dick.
He put a dick there instead. I said, "Oh yeah."
Just I'll change this.
He magically made her a man.
That's how great God did that years before. Made that person come out thinking they were.
God just did to his man.
I totally grabbed.
You see
a
what
dick.
God just did?
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Hey,
That's my full moment.
So let me ask you this: since no issues are off topic,
none apparently.
What about comics that use the N-word?
What do you mean?
What about white comics that say nigger, nigger, nigger?
What do you mean? Do they?
There are some comics that have definitely been trying to slide it in.
Yeah, Neil Britton is probably
Neil Brennan, Louis C.K. I think has said it. A few white comics have said it.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
Joe Rogan said it. Well, he says it on his podcast sometimes. But it's within context.
I don't mind at all.
Talking
at
within context.
At a comic shows. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anytime anybody says it, I don't. As long as you're not trying to like be derogatory and hurtful while you're saying it. No, for real.
Well, no, because a white person just really cannot. If you're rapping, you rapping. If there's no music playing and you say it, then and you're rapping, I'm gonna have some concern about that.
No. That's different. That's out of context. Like he's like the black rapper is saying that shit because he's saying it, and when you do it, it's like no, bro, he's doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're making the joke, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to make in the context of the joke. You know what I'm saying?
You're fine with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really just trying to be like, and these niggers out here, and you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to describe a group of people how you describe a group of people. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to put it in context of the joke. I ain't got no problem with that at all. But when you do it, when you're being out of pocket with that shit.
I like comedy because I feel like that's the one place where democracy rules, where it's the most
where it works, where you see it happen,
where it's like, you know what, if a person does get up there and use the N-word,
you have to do it in a clever way.
Not even clever.
Not even clever.
If
to
it's
really
funny,
get past,
it's funny,
but it's probably delivered in a clever way.
I feel
right,
like
delivery, of course.
It's gonna be.
It's all about delivery.
I
can't just go up there and go. Blah blah
yeah,
blah blah.
Right.
Niggas was talking to me and then
y'all thought I was about to say it.
No, I did.
But
I knew you were.
But I just feel like if it's in context of the joke and you personally are not trying to describe a group of people like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like. Yeah,
but
like,
again,
like when Neil Brennan does it, I don't feel like he's trying to say.
But just going back to the thing I was saying, I feel like that's
funny.
That's the only place where, like I say, democracy
you don't
rules.
know Tyrone?
The group of people sit up there and say they decide whether or not it's funny, whether or not everything's okay. The people in that room at that time, not somebody at home listening, feeling however the fuck they're feeling. These people took the time to come out, support, be in this vibe, in this environment, and they're gonna sit there and decide whether or not what he says is okay or not. And you do that by laughing, clapping, or not. You know what I'm saying?
Or get up and leave if you don't like it.
Yeah, and it's almost like how Parliament, where it's like yay, nay. It's like that old school voting mentality. It's like everybody opposed, nay.
Yeah.
Everybody. Like I like that type of shit because it's like democracy. It's that's how it works. It's like the original roots of it. You're not sitting up there and you're not having people writing think pieces from their house waiting for somebody to say something halfway offensive or like, man, that could be taken this way and doing all this other shit. It's weird when you start doing all that, I don't know.
Preach.
That's just how I feel. What was the funniest part of that of the stand-ups, Tion?
Man,
I think the second one was the funniest.
You like that one? I like that
second-
small room. I like the small
that's
room.
the
for
second
sure.
one.
I feel like the second one was the realest. He was trying to drop the most knowledge on. I think the first one was the funniest to me.
Yeah, well, it's how he works a theater and then how he works
Yeah.
a small room.
Yeah.
It's like so you get that intimate feel.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
When
because
that
you
motherfucker
feel. I
said-
mean, that you felt like when you're watching him on the first one when he's in big theater, you felt like you're in the theater in the
Yeah.
audience
Right,
watching.
right.
That second one, you could
But
smell
on
the
the
cigarette smoke.
Yeah,
damn
you can
near.
almost smell all that, and
Yeah.
you could feel the
grunginess of
intimacy
it.
and how he would get up and walk around and then sit back down.
Yeah.
I mean, that just seems like somebody just sitting
it
down.
felt like he was just
talking to you.
riffing. Yeah, it felt like he was
Right.
just riffing.
It felt like
Yeah, I don't.
It did.
It's almost like he didn't write any of it,
exactly.
and he was just kind of had some calm sets, and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk
He
about
was thinking
tonight."
it out as he went along. I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like he was thinking it
You
out.
think he was freestyling?
I don't think he was freestyling, but I think because
I do feel like he has jokes.
I've done this where I have a concept in my head, like, you know what? Homeless people being very innovative when it comes to how they're gonna get money or how they're gonna get money from you or whatever. That's funny to me. Get up and talk about it like that. Talk about different things they can do. And usually I end up writing because I'm not that great at comedy yet. But I write jokes about that shit. But I have those, and I think he has those concepts in his head too. But he is great and he can freestyle. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna touch on the national anthem protests, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Oh, little did I know, the national anthem protest was the thing that would destroy white people. You know,
or
Yeah.
it could just be written. That shit is just dope.
yeah,
That
I'm
shit's
sure he
crazy.
definitely
Well, that
ta-
too.
yeah,
I mean,
that
he's
too.
he is good. He's good at acting. We all know that.
Right.
And then this is his act. So, but he seems so personal
Yeah.
on the second one. The first one seemed more of an act.
Yeah.
Like that was memorized, was
Produced,
written.
all of that.
He did all that. He wrote it like he would write any other stand up for a theater.
So what do you like? What was your funniest? What was your funniest moment on that first one? Do you think? What did you like the most? Did you have one sitting on that second?
Man, when he said, "I'm gonna tell you the setup to this joke."
On the first episode.
Yeah,
On the first one?
yeah. And then he was
Then you
like,
kicked it right in the
kick-
place.
yeah. And then he's
Oh,
like,
I gotta
okay.
get I gotta get my hands on some of that stovetop
That's it.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's
So I
just-
kicked it right.
man, that part was really funny too.
I mean,
The
because,
fun-
because I can relate to spend the night over the first
to
white kid's
me,
house.
to me, the funniest one was when he started talking about the sweat on the lip.
Oh yeah.
But when he
And
said,
there's so many good ones.
but when he said, like, I called my son over and I kneeled down, I was like, look, son, I haven't paid rent in 3 months.
Man,
I am worried. That shit had me laughing so hard. When that nigga said, I am worried to a fuck. I
nigga on to school.
I could just imagine telling that shit to my 6-year-old. He don't fucking know what's going on. I'm like, bro, I haven't paid rent. I am worried. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. That shit was hilarious to me.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That second one was real funny when he started talking about those national anthem protests, too.
Yeah,
Man,
that was
shit
good.
just
that
shit
dude was
really
so
funny,
good.
man.
That dude was fucking good. Man, he needs to drop like 2 of those every 6 months.
For real, bro. When he's talking about this his last one, man.
Yeah.
Man, I
Maybe
highly
it was
doubt
a-
it.
maybe-
It's his
maybe it was
last one for 2018 maybe,
Yeah.
and then 2020.
Oh yeah, he said he's gonna make him wait.
yeah.
I could see him. I mean, I think they were about 6 months apart. The last
Yeah.
one wasn't. No,
Well,
it was only a
because he
few months.
wanted it to be current.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because he shot it and produced it and got it out really fast.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously it didn't take much.
Oh, it doesn't take.
It
much
doesn't
to do
take
that
a couple
anymore.
camera angles. Do it. Just record this one.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
I
paying-
like that
it's
it
paying
takes
the
I like that
camera
it
guys
takes
to
people's
do it.
phones, man. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, even when I'm like kicking it with like, I don't want to like throw anybody
Go
under
ahead.
the bus. and
What
shit.
single
But-
mother
No,
fucks with the phone?
I was about to
What are
say
you talking
my friends. I
about?
wasn't about to say none of that. Like, you know, when you hang out with people and they just in their phones all the time.
Yeah.
That's just
guilty.
weird. You
You're
know,
guilty.
I'm,
of
guil-
that.
I'm guilty. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm not out of that, but I'm just saying, it's a lot of us, bro. Like
Yeah.
when people are in their phones, you can't even watch a whole comedy special without looking at your phone and shit. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
And that fucks you up. It fucks you up definitely. If you
yeah.
miss one word out of somebody that has taken the time to meticulously put a joke together, then the whole punchline will be off
it's
for you.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Like even like I like when you have somebody like over, well, never mind. When you
have somebody over,
when you
continue. I remember those days,
and like you want to show them like something like this movie or something. You want to show them like this movie or something. Or anything.
Oh, that's the worst.
And like you're in the middle of that shit. And they pick
That's
up their phone
worst.
and shit, and like that good shit's finna happen or something like that, and they like look at that shit. You're like, damn, bitch, hold on, I'm trying. We trying to do this here. You put that fucking phone up, bitch.
I do that with my wife, where it's like some shit that I want to see, so I like overly laugh, be like, "Oh, you missed it."
Ha ha ha! Look at that shit.
Oh, you missed it. You missed the funny part.
Oh, sometimes I slap the phone out of her hand, like,
Man,
or I'll just barely do this, so it goes
and it's
like almost in her face, and I'm like,
"Hey, you can do that with your wives. I can't slap the phone out."
Man, I would do that to a dumb bitch.
I mean, I could,
dude.
bro,
I would do that
to bitch. I wouldn't nobody.
Hey, it's rude as bitch her being on there,
and
you're trying to show her a little piece of
as
you.
much of an asshole as you say you are, and you won't just be like, "Get that shit out your hand." They'll probably love that shit.
I'll just tell them to leave and all that shit, man.
So you go to the 10th degree rather than knock it out of hand and be like, "I don't like motherfuckers that do that. Get the fuck out my house."
No, I don't do that. I just don't call them back anymore.
So I told that bitch to leave. I don't call her back.
Just don't call that bitch back no more. This bitch ain't
just
fun.
gotta do
this
what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
I still gotta get the puss, so I get the puss, and then
Hey.
Never call.
You do what you gotta do.
You know what I'm saying?
If I get that fucking job, I swear to God, bro. No Frito-Lay products, no Pepsi products, none of that shit, man.
You're gonna get that shit,
bro. I swear it is gonna be.
You're gonna get it because you don't want it.
Dog, I really kind of don't want that shit.
Yeah.
You always get that shit when you don't want that shit. But when you really need that shit and want that shit, like nobody gets your job. Nobody.
I've never had a problem getting a job.
I've had that problem.
I just don't know if I think YouTube might be down.
Tube you. No, it's up. Pretty up right here.
Dog, man, that's crazy. I hope that job, they said you're still in consideration. I was looking like, what?
You might get it, bro.
I told Herb and everything. I was like, man, look,
it,
I will not let y'all. We'll take the Pepsi drinks out of the fucking vending machine. We will not be drinking them shits no more. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, if I get it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
I'm gonna go up there.
Yeah, if I get it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
I ain't the fuck up there.
Nah, yeah, I ain't no sorry ass nigga. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hold it down and all that. But goddamn, that shit will be funny as fuck to me, man. If I do that shit, but. Man, Dave Chappelle.
He's the funniest motherfucker.
I tell this about people, anybody, especially when it comes to creative things, because I found out. I follow Elle on Instagram and I saw her sketch. Did you see her sketching that fucking lion?
Yeah.
That fucking lion.
I want her to draw me a lion.
Bro, the lion was dope as fuck. And I was talking to her at the open mat, and she said that her mom, though, is a fucking great artist. Her mom does sculptures for, like, museums and churches.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
What's up, Mom?
Yeah.
What's up, Mom?
Yeah, shout out. Her Instagram is white bitch thuggin'. Nah.
White bitch thuggin'.
White bitch thuggin'. Nah. But no, she does. I think she did say she has an Instagram, but I don't know if she puts her art on.
That's not it. That's
like
not the Instagram.
That is not. That's a joke. Like Dave Chappelle says.
No, go look that up. Actually, white bitch thuggin'.
Fuck it. Follow that person.
See who that is.
Follow that
I
person.
bet a white bitch is thugging out there.
Yeah, follow that. But I say this about artists, especially, or just creative minds in general. The better they are at doing what they do or passionate, the more they inspire me or make me think that I can do what the fuck they do. And that's why, man, I was watching Dave. I was like, damn,
I do that shit, and then I end up doing what they can do, and be like, man,
they're better.
I can't do it that good though.
I cannot do that.
I'm okay.
I'm
not that good.
Like, I think if I sat down
stay in my lane though,
and
pretty much
focused on writing jokes, I could do really good at stand-up.
I've wanted to do comedy before, but I just don't know where to start, as in setting up jokes, and then I don't think I get on stage.
That part is the worst. That's
like,
the
I
hardest
could be
part.
I've been on stage playing drums, but I'm behind a drum set.
Yeah.
I'm playing something I'm not confident standing and talking in front of people.
You get a lot of people that get up there and they think that stand-up comedy is, oh, I'm a funny guy. I'm just gonna go be funny on stage, and it's not that.
Yeah, I know, man. I listen to enough.
I don't think I could do that.
Comedian podcasts, but I still don't know. Like, man, how do I just get up there and start talking about something? Like, how do you kick off that subject?
Right.
Like how you kick off this.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't just go, and today, guys, we're here. And I'm like, no, I'm like, awkward.
Hey.
I may have to go up there and be like,
this is You're in the podcast. Yeah.
We're here.
I'm picturing all y'all naked.
You're watching the podcast right now.
I'm starting to get a boner.
But yeah, I definitely couldn't do it. I think I could act though, but I don't know. But that's even hard in itself.
I know I can act. I know I can do that shit. That's different though, because I know what I'm supposed to do already.
Right.
And I know how it's gonna go.
The funny thing
and I have
about
other times to do it.
The funniest thing about stand up is you write your jokes with a particular order. You have your joke, then you have some tags, some shit you say after it that are funny as well. But you don't understand that people will laugh at other shit in there that you don't even expect, and it'll fucking throw you off if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
You'll say some shit and just be like, "Oh,
that was funny.
That probably was funny." You know, I didn't realize it, but it was. And if you're off, it'll fuck up the whole rest of your shit.
Like a lot of shit that when Dave Chappelle says some shit and he goes, and he's like doing a story, and like he throws like these little ad libs in there, and he goes, huh?
Yeah.
That shit is the funniest shit to me to laugh at that.
Those are tags. Yeah.
I'm like, that shit's funnier than a bitch, because I would have been like,
what, well, let me make some calls.
Huh?
Yeah.
That shit is so funny to me when he does that shit. I'm like, bro, yes.
He said, I was under the impression that white food tasted terrible.
Yeah.
My mom was at work. I haven't seen her in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. He said, that was a lie.
But I had to play it off.
That shit's funny.
He said, well, let me make some calls, nigga.
Yeah. But that shit made me want to write. It made me want to get up and do jokes. It made me stand up in front of him. Yeah. Something so subtle that a lot of people didn't really even peep.
One of his moms.
Yeah.
David.
David. Really love it.
I had no interest in doing a prayer and setting the
that
table.
Nigga said I went in there and washed my hands for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, I am not doing none of that motherfucking shit. Huh?
Nigga said, I am worried. That shit was the funniest shit to me, man. But nah, I think if y'all, I tell you what, if y'all have seen the Dave Chappelle, all the stand-ups,
Chapel,
go check out Neil Brennan, which was the co-creator of
3 mics.
3 mics. Neil Brennan. He's also got a podcast called The Champs.
Did you listen to it?
Huh?
Is it funny?
Oh, it is fucking hilarious. Him and Moshe Kasher are fucking funny. Moshe is fucking funny too, man. He is hilarious. And they don't interview
and his wife,
anybody.
Natasha Leggero, is pretty fucking hilarious.
They don't interview anybody but black people on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They had Hannibal Buress on years.
God, I love Hannibal Buress.
Before he was talking, like before the Bill Cosby stuff. He started talking about it on there before anywhere. It's funny, man. That dude talk. Larry Wilmore, you've seen his face before, but he wrote a bunch of like Fresh Prince, Martin, Living Single, black writer. Matter of fact, I think he hosted the Daily Show for a second after Stewart had left. But yeah, Neil Brennan. Go check Neil Brennan out. His stand-ups. He's hilarious too. Who are some of the other comics that y'all like now, their style or whatever?
Joey Coco Diaz.
Joey Diaz, man. You know what? Joey Diaz is the king.
I can't wait until he puts out a special.
He's the king of Yale. He's the king of Yale comedy.
Yeah,
Yale comedy. I feel like Joe Rogan's Yale
comedy.
Yeah, like he is the king of it. You're not beat him. There's no better person at Yale comedy than him.
Tom Segura is another one for
Who's
me.
That?
That's he used to be kind of chunky, but he has a beard.
Ari Shafir's pretty
he's
funny
one of
too.
Who's the guy that wrote Knocked Up? He's funny.
Knocked Up.
Yeah. He wrote Knocked Up, 40-year-old version.
It wasn't Seth.
He's
Seth
fucking funny. He's funny as shit.
Seth Rogen?
He's married.
No.
He's married to the chick in the movie.
I know exactly who you were talking about, but
He's
I can't think of his name.
funny as shit, man. Bill Burr's funny.
No, I just watched his stand up the other night.
I did too.
Judd Apatow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like his.
He's
I like his
fucking
He's
hilarious.
I like Louis C.K.
Have you never
C.K.'s
seen him?
funny.
Have you never heard of him either?
Jade Apatow?
Yeah.
I've heard of him. I didn't know he had a stand-up, though.
Yeah.
I saw it on Netflix for a second, but I ain't never listened to him
Yeah,
comedically.
no, you need
fucking
to
hilarious,
go.
He goes hard, yeah.
He is.
It's hilarious.
He is really good, and this is like
And
his first one. The next one he's gonna come out with is gonna be even better. Yeah,
When I was hearing his work, it sounded like all those movies. It sounded like I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
I see
That's
those
basically
movies,
'cause he's
bro.
a writer. He's a comedy writer.
He's a comedy. I was like, I see
He
all
gets
those
it.
movies, bro. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
that's you. Like
I
he
mean,
was
they're hits
like,
for a reason.
I feel like that in Knocked Up, he was like the depiction of the guy in the movie that was the friend husband.
Oh yeah.
And he had the 2 little girls and I think that was him. That's his actual wife and his actual kids.
Yeah, that's his 2 kids there.
That shit is funny as fuck to me, man.
I think that's what I liked about Louis C.K. because once he starts talking about like, yeah, my kids and
fuck them.
Yeah, they're
fuck my kids.
There's some assholes and shit like that. Like that shit is funny to me because my son doesn't give a fuck. Man, share with me. You want to share with your dad? No. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Motherfucker comes in there jumping on my chest, he's trying to physically hurt me. Like you're like, daddy. Yeah, punching me, boom, boom. Like why?
It's because they see you so much bigger.
Yeah,
and then
they
you're
think
like,
I'm
hey,
invincible.
You hurt.
Yeah.
Those little tiny paws of yours hurt.
You jumped off the top ropes of my bed, right onto my stomach and my ball,
bro. Yeah,
you came with
almost squared
elbow
up
hit my nose.
I was thinking about you last night because Kevin Holland had got that dude and he started doing double like these butterfly punches on that nigga, bro. At one point, he tickled the nigga's feet, bro. Yeah, he tickled his feet to like get him to fucking move. Man, that dude was.
You can do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's his play though. Hey, get off me, nigga.
I tickle you.
Tickle your bitch ass, bro.
Man.
But
yeah, I definitely, man, that Dave Chappelle shit was right on time, man. I've been watching a lot of fucking Netflix lately. I don't know why.
I always do.
Well, just a lot of good shit's out right now for Netflix.
I don't do the cable thing, so.
Yeah. You got the Fire Stick too, right?
Yeah, I got the Fire Stick and
I got that shit.
And I got like Netflix, Hulu, all the extra crap.
Cable on there
extra crap.
That's what I gotta put that cable on there for you, my nigga. Gotta put that shit on there. What did y'all feel about the just the sexual assault shit that he was talking about in there? That shit was funny.
Like, yeah, I felt like it was funny, but I felt like he was explaining the way I felt about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to blame any victims and shit like that, but at the same time, like the buyers are more shit. I was like, damn, that shit's funny.
Yeah, bro. I'm Dave Chappelle. I'm here for my 4:30 a.m. with Mr. Weinstein.
Yeah. Like he's like, nigga, I've been in a whole orgy. Nobody tried to fuck me.
Yeah.
Nobody tried to fuck me. Yeah. He said I was in that bitch like Tom Cruise and that. I was like
scrolling around.
He's like, He said, you know how to ruin an orgy?
Yeah.
He said, wait till it gets quiet and say, ew.
Ew.
I was like, hell yeah, nigga, that shit's how you do it. I'm not into that. What'd you put your finger there for? I could just picture that shit like,
Oh, man.
Because you know how they do on Twitter. You know, we follow each other on Twitter. Then niggas be talking about the nastiest shit on there. And I'm like, ew, you do that, bro?
They be on
stop that shit. Hey, stop that shit for the retweets, bro. Stop that shit for the retweets. That's just nasty, like, bro.
If that's what you do, that's what you do, bro. But ass eating,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do.
What you gotta do.
They're my words, and I'm sticking to it, man.
My words, man. I just don't do it for the fun, man. That doesn't make it fun for me.
That was hilarious. Do y'all feel like not these, but do you feel like any of the other two that he did were funnier than this one?
Nope.
No. Because this is the most recent.
I think he gets progressively funny, man.
Killing them softly, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I like Killing Them Soft. Because that really got me introduced to like, oh, Dave Chappelle is funnier than a motherfucker
like
on stand-up.
I guess his Def Jam stuff, his Apollo stuff that he was doing at the Apollo.
Yeah, he was very...
Dude, he was raw. It was early.
He was, and you think his demographic was like... I mean, at that, it's all black. It's totally different.
He has to play that crowd. But, I mean, it's watching that, just kind of watching the evolution. He's gotten better with the writing aspect of it.
It's like it's gotten easier.
It's easier. It's like he could do it in his sleep.
That's why I say his best shit is his newest shit. But some of his funniest shit that I've ever seen was that BET Awards.
Yeah,
that shit was funny, man.
It was just him like going
and that
off
was
I
don't think everybody was like, whoa, like the shock value on other comics' face was the funniest shit to me. Like they were like, whoa.
Yeah, there's no better. That's why I tell people, I said, if you can go in front of an open mic and be funny in a room full of comics, then you're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
you're gonna be all right. If I can make a room full of comics laugh, then I can make an audience laugh because they're coming there programmed to laugh. A comic is coming there to judge. Like, how would I have done that joke?
Right.
I think he didn't go far enough, or I think,
why'd you do that, bro?
That's Slimer, bro. Slimer. But see, a comic is sitting in there doing the same. I would be like, man, I could touch that joke up for him, or he could have went this whole different avenue with that joke that would have been funnier. So if I can make them laugh and hee and ha ha and fucking shake my hand when I walk off the stage, then I know I'd be all right in front of a crowd. It's just a matter of getting up and, like I said, waiting 2, maybe 3 hours to fucking perform. And by then you've heard so much comedy, people are like, well, what the fuck, you know?
What
like,
is he gonna say?
Yeah, what is this dude gonna say that's gonna be any different?
Any funnier than that guy?
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, man, it is uncomfortable to sit there and watch people bomb.
He's like Jordan or Kobe or LeBron.
That nigga's in a whole nother atmosphere. He's just great. That nigga, cause I say like somebody like Cat Williams, I used to like him, and then I just realized, oh, you're just like a performance artist. Like I feel like you do way more performing than and theatrical stuff than you do actual joke writing. And I feel that I almost feel that way about Kevin Hart. I feel like he is acting so much instead of just producing good, just funny content.
Right.
And I
feel like it was always like that. I feel like it was always like a more of an act than it was like his writing ability.
Yeah.
That's why I've always liked Dave Chappelle more. You know, that's why I like a lot of more of the dry humor. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely a dry humor guy.
You know what I'm saying? I like that shit.
Dry humor. And like I say, I can't. It's hard for me to get behind the yell comedy.
Yeah.
I fuck with Joey Coco because I believe him when he does it.
I don't know who you're saying.
That's Joey Coco D. Oh, you gotta hear him. Oh, he is fucking.
I mean, I said that y'all were like, yeah. I'm like,
you fucking savages. Get up and wash your balls and da 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 da. Oh, he is hilarious.
If it ain't blue cheese, go fuck yourself.
Not Louis C.K. Who's that other Louis guy? That's really funny, and he's got that funny voice, kind of like that. Man, what is his name?
Louis
Anderson.
Anderson.
Not the older guy.
Not but he's an older guy. Man, I forgot his name, but I'll tell y'all later, man. It'll come to me. I'm like,
Jesus
remember?
fucking Christ, Paul.
We're doing a fucking podcast.
Know your shit. I already know what we've talked about already before we talked about it, so you know what you're doing.
I didn't get the notes. Lies.
You did. It's
lies. Yeah, like 30 minutes before we came on.
We talked about this shit weeks
on
ahead.
the cool though. I actually had just written them hoes today.
Oh,
I'm like, I should probably have more shit to talk about than just like, hey, let's talk about the stand up.
Yeah, when we're smoking, I'm like, you want me to read this now?
It's cool.
Now,
be honest, guys. I just came to do the podcast. I didn't come to read any materials.
My nigga, you got posted up on the wall while we're talking.
I had no interest in reading that. I just came to want to do the podcast.
The cameras are facing this way. Post it on the wall. Give me notes.
So Poole washed his hands for 10 minutes until it was time for the podcast.
Basically.
You guys ready?
You know, that's one of the things that I find with comedy is you write. There's so many jokes that I have that aren't even they're not even completed to how well
I wouldn't know how to write a joke
that I would like for them to be. But in doing that, I have so many little jokes to make whenever people bring up regular topics. Because the shit I'm talking about is just regular shit anyway. So if I'm out and there's like a homeless guy or something, like I said, I've got almost 5 minutes on homeless people and like how they inquire about money with you and shit like that. Yeah, no problem with them. It's just the way that they, you know, how creative they are and how they got their money. But
give us a joke, Jerry.
Mind you, I haven't written...
You got a punch. You got a bowl of punchlines.
Yeah, I put it in.
Let's see how good. Let's see how good you is right now.
The punchline is, "Oh, you crafty motherfucker, you." That's the punchline.
Is it?
That's the punchline.
Is it?
You crafty motherfucker, you. Yeah. So then,
I'll be looking for it.
So yeah. So if he's, I'll be looking. You go. I mean, I am not Dave Chappelle. What the fuck? I can do nothing but fail right now. There's nothing I can do but fail.
That could be funny.
I haven't
coming out tomorrow.
Done
Jerry Lee stand up.
Yeah, I'm talking about. It's been 4 years.
Our
at
special.
Least.
Oh, you got it on the
yeah, 4 or 5, maybe even 5 years since I've done anything like that. It's man. Nah. What's like?
We need to get back on that rock.
What is the first thing that y'all think? Like first time like a homeless person comes up, like, man, you got any spare change? What's the first thing y'all do out of all y'all privilege? Nah, man, I ain't got no change. I ain't got no change on me, bro.
Move, bro.
That's your response. I don't have no change on me.
Hey. This is my response.
Yeah, I just ignore, turn and ignore.
Huh?
How privileged you are to be like, oh, I don't have any
America,
change on me.
I like that nigga with the big eyes, huh?
All I have are
walking real fast.
All I have are $20 bills. I don't have any change for you, Mr.
Yeah,
Homeless
see,
man.
I ain't got no money, baby.
A lot of times,
I'm broke, baby.
A lot of times I give change and stuff like that. But man, when I see somebody and they just look like they're panhandling or just sitting there trying to get,
they are
trying to get some change, like, man, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. But you could kind of tell legit motherfucker missing his teeth.
Bro,
Like here,
I've
you need some crack.
no,
Yeah.
no.
There you go.
I
There's 50
once
cents.
saw
There's
a
$2.
homeless nigga that I've given money to more than one occasion.
Suck
The
a
nigga
dick.
had no leg, none of that shit. He had no leg and like a part of a hand. The nigga would look really. He was veteran, all that shit. Man, this nigga. I was going to get like some guards and some shit, and I looked over, and this nigga had like a stack of money. He was just counting. Like I'm talking about. He flipped out.
Yeah.
I'm like, this nigga
They can
balling
make-
harder.
They
This
can
nigga was
make
balling
pretty
harder
good
than
money
me.
if they're on the right corner.
He was balling harder than me that day, and I was like,
for sure.
no more ever. Fuck you bums.
But he has the means to, like, you have the means to make more money in all of your limbs, and he's gonna have.
How
to
do you
live
know
off
that?
money.
I don't know what this man can do.
How do I know that? You look at
because
what I
he's on
just
the
said.
he was
corner.
clean shaven.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
where
just
he
said
goes.
I said you have all of
during
your
the
limbs.
day.
You-
I don't know where he goes during the day. I just saw him at these times. He had the money, but I caught him at this other time that I wasn't at. I'm like, this nigga balling.
I say,
here.
Pool, you have all of your limbs. You don't know that. Then he goes on a rant about this motherfucker being clean shaven.
You don't know that. This
You
could be
don't
fake
know
as
that.
fuck.
You don't know that.
You
These
don't
are fake
know that.
legs.
I actually don't have a full arm. Like, motherfucker.
This is not my
At
real
birth,
back.
They had to add
This
something.
is my fake back.
All right, that was about as worse as my training comment.
You think so?
Yeah.
Man,
No, probably not.
motherfucker, you. Ah, that shit is funny to me. That motherfucker. Hey, Pool. But you have all the means to make money. You got all your limbs.
No. Hey.
No.
Hey.
No.
That's wrong.
You don't know this.
I
You don't know
disagree.
you don't know my life. You never saw me naked.
Oh.
But
I think I like this comedy. I think my wife enjoyed. This probably was the one that I've seen her enjoy the most.
Not
out of
jujitsu?
all of them. The comedy thing.
over jiu-jitsu.
My wife.
I mean, she doesn't like you choking out people.
She ain't never just watched me do jujitsu. She don't know what the fuck she's looking at on jujitsu.
You're probably right about all that.
She's probably
I
like,
haven't
Jerry's
seen her-
fucking
she-
gay
she
for doing
didn't- she didn't
jujitsu.
She didn't even come to the last one,
Last what?
jiu-jitsu tournament.
No, I don't want to be in there. I just want to be in my own zone. I don't want to be focused on them or what they're thinking or comfort or anything.
That's the weird thing for me too. Because when people ask me, "Hey, can I come?" I'm like,
yeah, that's how I feel. Because I've had a lot of people ask me, let me know when you're going to go. I was like, nah.
I mean, I would like you to see me do some
Yeah.
crazy shit, but
I don't want to. I don't
but you might see some crazy shit done to me, my nigga.
I don't need
Right.
I don't need or want a crowd of people. I just want to be focused on what I got to do. I don't
Right.
want to
Yeah.
be like, oh, hey, thanks for coming, and and then get my mind back into this shit and listening to coach. And I just really need somebody coaching me, and not even coaching me on what to do. Coach me on what to look for. Like, watch for this, watch for that.
Yeah.
Watch for this. I don't want somebody telling me because I know what I need to do. I
His
don't want you to be
arm.
like, oh, go to
Move-
knee slicing.
move
Well,
your-
I was.
your
but
arm.
now you
Move
can't.
your arm.
I was.
Move your
I
arm.
was. Now he knows I'm knee slicing, so he's about to.
I hate that shit too, man.
Yeah, so that's why, like, if I do have, whenever that time does come, be like, look, don't tell me what to do. I know what to do.
I got it.
Tell me what to look for. Like, all right, watch for him. Watch for this triangle here. Watch for the, watch for the omoplata. Do
I like
that. That helps me.
yeah.
That helps me more than
Hey,
anything.
don't move. Don't talk my movements though.
Yeah, please don't get away.
Don't.
Oh,
talk my
perfect. Set up the lasso. Come on, bro.
motherfucker.
Guess I'll go to deep half instead.
You know what I'm saying? Nope, I guess I'm going to do this other shit now.
Yeah.
But hey, you should be good enough to where they know it's coming.
I'm not.
And
Blue belt.
Hey,
I'm not. I know that.
This is how it goes, though.
I feel you. I'm not.
I would like to not. For
Just
them
give me
not
positive
to know.
reinforcement when
And
you're over there.
I would like for them to be surprised.
I just need positive reinforcement
Surprise.
by my worm guard.
because I'm most likely just gonna do half guard anyway. It's gonna turn to half guard, bro.
Yeah. Do y'all
Right.
think? How do y'all feel about like when comics talk about the people in the audience?
I love it.
They do crowd work.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. When
I
somebody
feel
goes,
like that to me might be the
"Woo,
part
let me
where
hit you.
I would be
Let me
okay
hit
with
you."
them doing less of it.
Yeah, like
yeah, I don't want you-
depending on
Ooh,
what-
Yeah.
Not that it's not good. It's just
Yeah.
that
I don't like you to concentrate on this.
not even that.
'Cause I might be sitting there one day.
Not only that,
Yeah, but
I almost feel like
that's a
bullying, but it's a talent.
comedy show.
It's
though.
a talent. I get
But
it.
I do like them addressing
Especially if you
certain
do
hecklers.
something. Yeah, if you
Hecklers
do
is
something.
fine. If you're
I
a
like-
heckler,
You should shut the fuck up for
you
one.
Can say whatever the fuck you want.
I always think that's some of the most disrespectful shit when you come to to watch like a sporting event, a comedy thing. Like,
here's the thing.
You just came to watch, motherfucker.
Here's the thing with comedy though, and I don't know if you really see it or whatever, is they roast each other a lot.
Yeah,
it's all. That's all it is.
Right.
Is that's how comics treat each other. So when they come out and they do it to the crowd, it's kind of like you're getting warmed up. I'm feeling you. You're feeling me.
Yeah.
And then boom, I'm gonna hit you with my shit.
You know what? That's one way. That's one thing that I took when I would do. Like how you said, It was hard for me to have openings. So what I would do is my opening would always be a joke that I made up right then and there about what had been going on. Yeah. So if I get up there and somebody had bombed before me, I'd be like, look, I'm going to do better than that guy. Everybody will laugh. Or there was one time there was this Indian guy. He got up there and he actually started beatboxing. And he was beatboxing very good, like very good. So I got up there and the first thing I said was like, if you had to guess who was going to get up here and beatbox tonight, would you have guessed that it would have been the Indian guy? And everybody fucking loved it because it was in the moment. It was right then and there. Right. And then I can use that to go into my jokes. But when people heckle you in the middle, they say some shit like, yeah, right, or anything like that, it can fucking throw you off. And if you get too deep into that shit, it's a wrap. Your whole shit is going to be thrown off.
I feel like, but if you attack the crowd or start making fun of the crowd, I think that's like bringing on hecklers though.
And that's what I feel like. If there was a line to be drawn, I would say less of the comedian attacking the crowd, unless they obviously have heckled you or something.
I like how Dave Chappelle did it with like asking them a question.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Not
just including them.
Yeah, including them. Not
and I'm fine with that
not
too.
making fun of you. I mean, including you.
Because when you do that, I feel like it's like, all right, it's a little weird now. Because I almost feel like it's like I did come to get entertained. I didn't want to get talked about. My ego's one in which I'm perfectly fine with being talked about. I didn't want to be a part of your show as well.
I came with the lady, bro. You just roasted.
Yeah, bro. Really uncomfortable.
I can't clean the bitch, bro. You just made fun of my shirt.
Bro, you want to fight, bro?
Bro, I bet you I beat your bitch ass.
But that's what I say. I feel like when people start doing that, like you got some guys that'll just dedicate like 2 minutes to like, oh, look at this nigga right here looking like the Kool-Aid man. The nigga ain't said nothing about you, and I'm like, it feels hacky to me. It feels stupid and hacky.
Yeah, that's the people that don't know what they're really doing up there either.
Yeah.
And that's comfortable,
or that might just be their thing.
That's well, I mean, but you're not writing anything
for that. Yeah,
it's like observational comedy, and
look at that person with all the blue on. Yeah, everybody's gonna laugh.
Yeah,
fat motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, it's observational comedy, and then how you present it is obviously how good it's gonna be. But if you do it all the time, I mean, that's boring. You're not writing anything.
Yeah,
and you're not writing anything.
Yeah.
You're just doing like, oh, you look funny. You look funny.
Yeah.
You look funny. Oh, everybody's funny.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
salute to our soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah, standing ovation.
Yeah.
You can't put that in a comedy special.
Right.
And, and sell that.
Dave Chappelle was really funny, though.
Chappelle.
Yeah. It's pronounced Dave Chappelle.
He's really funny.
Chappelle.
Chappelle. There should be like a documentary like The Art of the Joke. It should show like somebody trying to be about why. Nigga says why.
There's shows
continue to tell.
There's shows on Netflix and Hulu about the stand-ups. I think it's one of them.
Man, I like that shit. I would like to look.
I just like everything needs to be told.
I like documentaries because it shows how the sausage is being made, so to say.
Right.
I like seeing people's creative genius, the way they work through jokes, the way they come up with premises and how they figure out what's funny. Them trying them out in open mics or trying them out and then tweaking them. I like that process.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, same way with jiu-jitsu. I would like to see somebody like, this is my training camp. This is how we work through this. I'm trying some new system, this. And then watching it being on the big platform, being it on the big stage, being there. Like I wouldn't have mind doing that shit for like, the whole Kingdom thing when we were doing like for this to do the submission hunter thing. That would have been dope. To edit it down and just be like, this is the this is what a lot of people been working Worm here. We've been working this, a lot and then to see it being played out on that stage, it brings people, the average person that is not interested. I think that's the type of stuff that brings people into it.
Right.
Seeing that, because people just think,
in a marketing aspect. What?
Well, not even marketing. it gets their interest or gets their respect because they're like, damn, I didn't know they did all that. I didn't know all these little things were involved in jiu-jitsu. I just thought it was this thing. Or the same way with comedy. I just thought they went up there and said funny things, but you don't know that it was 4 unfunny things before it was that one funny thing that they ended up coming up with. Oh, and those 3 things they said after that you laughed about, those were in there on purpose. He wrote it to be like that. But for people that aren't the that aren't the average they don't pay attention to comedy like that or care about it, that just adds a whole new level of respect. That's why I say, as far as documentaries go, I like documentary makeups, especially nowadays. There's so many fucking good ones out there. Been watching that. I've been watching them food documentary.
You need to watch Inside the Mob. That's a good documentary. I liked it.
It's just one. It's a
movie? A series.
Yeah.
It's like about 10 episodes.
Yeah, and they go through like each type of person.
They go through all the families and all that shit. Like there's a lot of shit that I didn't know about. You just think about the mob. Like
we don't think about the mob like that. We think about more gangs.
That thing of theirs was pretty fucking dope, bro.
Yeah,
that shit was
been around for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. But and I had the misconception of thinking that they were like family members. Nah, nigga, that's it's like the Bloods and Crips, but like white people style.
Yeah,
like these niggas weren't. They were just partners. They were like homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that they were
Mickey Blue Eyes.
Yeah, I thought that was like they was like cousins and like when they say the Gambino family, I thought it was like a bunch of cousins or some
bunch
shit.
of Gambinos.
Yeah, a bunch of Gambinos. No, nigga, it's just a bunch of it started out that like somebody Gambino started the whole gang, or somebody Lucchese started the whole gang, and I was like, oh, okay, that shit is like Bloods and Crips. It's like, nah, me and my niggas is just Bloods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not brothers,
right?
But we're blood brothers, or we're Crip brothers, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is.
Did you watch?
That shit was dope to me. I liked it.
I'm gonna watch it. Did you watch that other one, Mindhunter? You watched that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
With about the serial killer. Hey,
Yeah.
all that serial killer shit. All that serial killer shit intrigues me because that shit is like the guy next door.
Yeah.
Or and the shit still goes on because I was about to watch that shit thinking I'm about to hear about some shit that was in like the 80s, 70s, 90s. That shit said 2007 on one of them hoes. I'm like, my nigga killed 11 people in 2007 and was hiding people in the walls.
Yeah.
Say, my nigga, what's going on here? But Mindhunter, that was set, when they first
figuring out what the definition of a serial killer was.
Yeah. But and to watch that and to see how that was not so long ago when they figured that shit out. And
that before that they had nothing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, he killed a bunch of people.
And it makes you see why in like 2004, 5, 6, 7 that there's people out there killing people at will, like snatching motherfuckers. Hey, ladies, there's creepy people that are snatching y'all up. Okay. Stay away from stay in lighted areas. These niggas is crazy.
Stay where?
Stay in lighted areas.
Stay in lighted areas.
That shit was just like I would just be scared if I was a lady, bro. That shit would be like it'd be like random places they get snatched at, like just leaving the bar.
Nah, that's what Dave Chappelle said. Dave Chappelle said, "I get it, women, I get it."
Yeah.
And then he told that story. He was like, "Yeah, drug dealers used to pay me to go do stand up for him and shit. One drug dealer, I went in the back. He paid me $25,000 in cash, and he said, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And he put it in his bag and got on the subway. And while he was going home, he was realizing, oh shit, I have so much money in my backpack. Somebody would kill me for this money right now. And he said, that's what it's like walking around with a pussy.
That shit is silly.
That shit is true as fuck though.
That's true.
So like that shit is nuts.
He said
bro.
if the drug dealer tried to pay him with a pussy, like, oh, ain't no way I'm taking that.
Ain't no way I'm taking that shit. Hey, you keep that, bro. You know how people kill me.
Oh, that shit is funny, man. That dude.
Like people literally kill women for that shit.
Dog, man, yeah.
They literally kill them,
man. Y'all gotta go check it out, man. I think we touched on all of that shit.
I think we're good.
Yeah,
today.
we hit that shit.
We're good today.
Good. Yeah,
I gotta take a serious piss.
I'm glad you held it all the way through the episode.
I did.
I'm proud.
I need to piss
man.
like 30 minutes ago.
I'm proud of you, bro. That is, and we've been talking about funny stuff, so you've been holding your piss while laughing. That's next level, bro.
It is. I went to a state of zen a couple times though.
That's good, cause you did kind of zone out and start going on some weird tangents.
I gotta piss.
Yeah,
I was thinking, man,
you're good though. I want to talk about some other stuff, or nah, y'all good.
I'm pretty straight, bro.
I'm fucking with y'all. Nah, man, we appreciate y'all.
Let's talk about bathrooms.
Yeah. Let's talk about running water.
Waterfalls.
Should transgenders be allowed in the women bathrooms while there's running water? Do they stand or do they sit?
I really want his answer, though.
I don't think so.
You don't think they should be able to
No.
go in the bathroom?
I just go to the
I
bathroom.
think
I don't care
you
about
should turn the water off.
Why?
Because he said running water.
He said, "Do you think they should stand?" And go?
He missed that part.
Yeah. I said there's running water. Should they turn it on or off?
Should they
Do
turn
they
it on
stand
or off?
up?
I think you should turn it off.
All right, well, let's get out of here, guys.
We appreciate y'all tuning
Plug
in.
our shit.
This episode 22 of the Black Privilege Podcast.
22.
Y'all, if y'all have any questions, concerns, comments, or whatever, we appreciate everybody that comments on Periscope. That's probably the one I check the most while I'm on here. We also have Facebook if you want to comment on there. If you're watching live, feel
Pride
free.
is gay on there.
Comment under our YouTube comments. Like and subscribe. Go follow us on YouTube on our YouTube channel at the Black Privilege Podcast. Y'all, if go follow us on Twitter at _BLK privilege _. Go follow us on Instagram. You'll get a bunch of cool pictures and videos of the behind the scenes stuff that we do, and that's gonna be at
Black _privilege _.
And also, if y'all have any questions, concerns, y'all can email us at blackprivilegepodcast@gmail.com. And probably the most important one, follow us on YouTube.
Follow us on YouTube
to our YouTube channel it's the Black Privilege Podcast channel. And like and subscribe those things, share them, and you're always
comment.
Feel free to comment underneath them. Y'all can reach out. Anything that y'all feel y'all want to address, just feel free. Y'all can do it. Any of the DMs, they're all open.
Oh, and if you listen to
it goes down in the DM
on a Android, go download the TuneIn app.
Yeah,
and that's a good way to get us on podcast form.
It's on
Android.
It's on. It's in the iTunes store as well. TuneIn radio app. And also, you can follow us on the podcasts.com and also
Call me.
SoundCloud.
Stitcher.
All those, Stitcher. Those links are all in our bio on Twitter or anywhere. So, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all following us and riding with us today. Later.